Yeah?
Yeah, I thought I had the door open. Is our height difference bothering you?
No! I don't like that there's such a big gap between my head and the top of
So
the...
the answer is yes. Would you like to switch chairs? This is so much lower. I think it'll equal us out.
If we switch chairs?
Yeah. Do you want to try it? Go on.
All right, let's try it. The listeners have to listen to this.
We have to picture it though.
Picture that
Use
we're
your
shuffling around
imagination.
in a tiny office. Tinier than you can imagine.
Okay, so we're both leaving and then entering back in.
Yeah.
I'm imagining us entering into applause.
Yes. Like we're the
See,
guests
that's better.
on a sitcom.
Look at that.
There we go.
We're the same height.
Yeah.
I'm still a little taller, but we're the same height.
We're basically the same height.
That's good.
Pass me my drink. There we are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go. Now we can switch. Love you.
Love you.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. You have said some exciting things before we started recording.
What have I said?
You said that you have some things to yell about, so I'm imagining you're coming in hot to today.
Are you... Yeah.
Am I? Yeah?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, am I mad? No. Am I mad? Yes. Is
Fascinating. Fascinating.
Yeah. Well, okay. What are we doing? What is this?
This is Dorkspawn.
Dorkspawn.
Dorkspawn is a show we talk about choice games together. I haven't done this intro in ages. This is your
it's been
forte.
less than a week.
I don't do this intro anymore. You do the intro
That's...
because you're the Mass Effect guy.
Yeah. Hi,
what are we
my
doing
name
here?
is Dillin, and I've played one Mass Effect game.
All right, it's Rob and I've played the Mass Effect franchise 100 billion times.
This is Dorkspawn.
The show we go through choice games and we do them like a book club. At the minute,
That's
we're doing
right.
Mass Effect 2. Last time,
Yeah.
or rather now, over the last week, we have done the collector ship mission and Arrival. I have also done 2 loyalty missions. Did you manage to get any?
I did one.
Which one did you do?
A Gareth Vicarian.
Nice. We can't talk about any of them then because I did Morden, Solus, and Grunt.
Okay.
So I cleaned out Tuchanka, and then you did Garrus. So I'll do Garrus next week.
Okay.
And then
I'll
you do Morden and Grunt.
And Grunt. Yeah. Those are the 2 that I want to do anyway next. So
Morden... Morden, I think, might be one of my favorite missions that we've done on the show.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
I liked it so much. I forgot so much. It's literally nothing even happens. It's about a guy grappling with shit.
Oh, and I love that.
Love it.
And Morden Solus, a guy who needs to grapple with some shit, I'll tell you what.
And it's great. And it's very much like I played the mission and I was like, oh, this is why I play all these characters like this.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a very deeply me character that I love so much.
Yeah. So we start. Well, the thing is that we got stuck because we didn't realize that it was going to be like you can't do anything else until you do this thing.
Yeah.
You start going to the map, like the star map on Normandy that you would go to travel. And anytime you try to look at anything, Joker's like, hey, go to comm room.
Yeah.
What if you went to the comm room instead of all the fun, cool stuff that you want to do? And I'm like, all right, fine. It's just like the council all over again. So we go to talk to the Illusive Man, who is obviously a piece of shit. And he tells us some cockamamie story about how there's a collector ship that is there's a ship that's putting out a distress signal. It's been turned over by Turians, and we have a chance to learn about the collectors, like more than we have ever had if we go there. We turn up to the ship. The ship itself is kind of cool. It's like
it's awesome.
half alive or
yeah,
whatever.
It's a big
like,
hive.
It's like a meat ship, is what I wrote here.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how beehives are made out of meat? Kind of a bee meat hive.
It's made of organic material, which is just like
not
organic.
Meat, though. A lot of things are organic that aren't meat.
Are you sure? I think that organic things are all just meat.
Oh wait, you are correct. Sorry.
Thank you.
Everything there's inorganic and meat.
Yeah, exactly.
The ocean.
It's plastic and meat.
Yeah.
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 Those are the two categories of things.
And this is the platform you're running on. I'm going to change everything to either organic.
Yeah, you're going to fit into one of two categories, plastic or meat. Where do you want to be? So we're like looking around this place. It's empty. Like there's like nobody around.
Except for corpses and bodies.
Except for so many bodies.
Yeah.
That's gonna for the visual listeners, you're gonna see my face come back to this expression later. It's empty. Piles of dead human bodies, I should say.
Yes.
I got some bullshit renegade points for something here, and I don't remember what it was.
There is a lot of interesting in the missions that we have played. There's a lot of interesting renegade things, which you shouldn't.
I think I said something like, "Well, we can't save any of them now."
Yeah.
And I got renegade points, and I was like, "I can't. They're dead."
Yeah.
It's not like
because I mean it's so I saw this thing because we've done a lot. I mean, I have done a lot of looking at the BioWare wheel.
Yeah.
And a thing which I found out that I actually didn't know, it's not necessarily a bad option. It's just hostile. That's what renegade is. It's just being hostile. So it's like that is the more hostile option of the two. And this is a thing that I find interesting. I'm pretty sure I said in Mass Effect 1 that I actually don't like the Paragon Renegade system at all. I think it's crazy restrictive because it forces every decision to have a negative and a positive loop, which is on Dragon Age. It's really not a very Dragon Age thing because Dragon Age is like, no, you're just saying things and opinions are different. Whereas this is you're either being a good guy or a bad guy.
Well, I'm thinking about like Red Hawk, who is like hostile and negative, but it doesn't speak to the morality of Hawk.
Yeah.
You can be a Red Hawk and still make like many positive choices. It's just an attitude. It's like but Renegade and Paragon do at least try to speak to the morality of your shepherd.
Yeah.
At least as far as the game is concerned, it literally changes the color of your aura. Like,
yeah,
it's definitely trying to say something about your morality. Anyway, I was like, oh, well, that was an interesting renegade. We get to a console eventually, and we find like this data that we can send to Edie. That's like. That proves that the collectors are experimenting on humans to compare their DNA. And so we send that data to Edie. Edie gets back to us, and Edie's like, "Hey, the collectors are like related to the Protheans."
Are essentially Protheans.
Which I'm now working on a theory that the Protheans, that we're all descended from the Protheans. Is I think what we're building towards in like end game something or other is that this is like just a great descendant. Because I feel like every bit of tech we find, every bit of history, every relic, every ruin, and now it's like other races in the galaxy. Like, I just feel like that's what they're building towards.
So, we did find out in 1 that not every relic is Prothean. That most Prothean relics are actually Reaper relics.
Oh, that's right. That's true. That's true.
And it's...
But then what if the Reapers are just really crazy Protheans?
Hey, who knows? Maybe so.
Yeah.
But yeah, finding out that the collectors are not genetically identical, but are Protheans who have had extensive genetic changes is a very big plot
That's
point.
a big reveal. I wrote here, eerily no enemies anywhere in here. There are, we find another room later that's like full of these pods that we've seen somewhere else.
We saw on Horizon.
Horizon, yeah.
And it is also stated that this is the exact same ship that was on Horizon and the one that destroyed the Normandy 2 years ago. It says that.
Okay. Then I found another console, and we contact the Normandy through that console. Stupid idea.
I think, also, just before that, these little pods, we go into this big area where it's very exposed, and there are, like, trillions, if not more, of these pods decorating the ship. And Thane, for me, because I brought Thane along, says... you could get every single human on Earth in these pods, and you would still have some to spare.
There's not... Right, I do remember that. There's not enough. Or there's more than enough for every single human alive.
That exists.
Yeah.
But yes, and then you go to the console and contact the Normandy.
Yeah, totally stupid idea. Which it felt like a stupid idea, but
you're uploading it to Edie. You're not necessarily speaking to the Normandy.
To the Normandy, we're talking to Edie, but that's exactly what goes wrong. Is connecting. I think it is connecting to Edie specifically, like. Opens like a connection to our data to the collectors and the Harbinger.
Yeah.
So like they can pinpoint and locate us. And then like everything fucking goes.
Yeah, it's a big trap. There's a fun bit when you're just before it's like big notice that it's a trap. Edie says,
"Oh yes,
it was not possible that the Illusive Man
didn't
thought that this distress signal was genuine."
No, the distress call came from the collectors, and this fucking bastard knew it the entire time.
And I think it's fun that Edie is the one to say, "There's no way that the Illusive Man didn't know this."
Interesting, because I didn't like Edie.
And now she's winning you over because she's like, hey, by the way,
she's telling me the truth even when it's maybe against program.
Yeah, and it's cool. She's a cool lady.
We'll see.
Yeah, you got big fights. Pew pew, you do a lot of pew pews. It's a lot of really fun.
Shut the fuck up, little fights. This, fuck off. This was the stupidest. This was horrendous.
Oh.
These were the worst fights in any game, I think, ever.
This is crazy. Talk about it. What do you mean?
There are like a floppity jillion collectors. There's this shockwave thing. There's these like exploding guys.
Sure, yeah.
There's like it's an awful fight. It's an awful fight, and it doesn't end. It's like wave after wave, and it's just like room after room.
Because we're in the shit.
And then there's like, it's just like you think that that must have been the biggest one because that was you got those big guys that what are they called again?
The Scions.
The Scions. Fuck those guys. And yeah.
And then you have the one giant spider-like thing.
Yeah.
The metal spider thing that is like invulnerable when it slams on the ground and keeps doing these shockwaves, and you need to wait for it and then keep firing at it.
Hate.
That guy got me a couple times. I died quite a few times in this.
So then stop acting like I'm crazy here.
I'm acting like you're crazy. I don't think they're bad fights. I just died a lot in them.
Anyway, glad I hoard Medigel like crazy. That was stupid. We finally get through. We go back to the ship. I tell the Illusive Man, fuck you. I don't trust you, and I was right not to trust you.
Yeah.
God. Like, what a smarmy piece of shit asshole. He's like, I knew you would survive, first of all. I'm like, okay. You still lied to me.
Yeah.
And like, whatever. And then he tries to tell me that every human would be dead if we didn't go in there. And I'm like, I don't know how you figure that. And he says that, he says something about Edie, like that, like, I know, like, Edie is secure and that, like, no one can get past her or whatever. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't like what you say about her.
But he's not wrong about now look at their face. Not wrong about the fact that every human will be dead, because through you going onto the ship, you find that there is a derelict Reaper being held in a brown dwarf in the gravity. It's being trapped there. You only found that through the collector ship. Yeah. And also through like some navigation, some other stuff that Cerberus has been doing. However, you also find the collector homeworld, which is where the Omega 4 relay goes to. Right. It's in the center of the galaxy. It's amongst a million different black holes. It needs a pinpoint perfect landing to get in, and then no one knows what's on the other side, but you know it's the collector homeworld, and that's where you have to go and fight back. So, if you didn't go on the ship, you wouldn't get any of this information.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's like, you have to go find this IFF, this derelict Reaper.
Which is, yes. And he is like, you're going to pick it up from this scientist, but of course we lost contact with that scientist. So you'll get them eventually. So I guess that's his next task for us.
Then I went to Tuchanka. I did 2 exceedingly good missions. Morden sold us most of all.
You did that.
Morden and Grunt.
Yep.
And then you did Garrus.
I did Garrus. Do you remember Garrus's?
I don't remember it perfectly, but you can talk about it.
Well, first of all, oh no, why did you close? No, don't do that.
Oh my god.
Don't do that. I lost my space.
You lost your threads. Yeah. So I haven't done Garrus, but you're welcome to run through it. And then we can just briefly talk about it more when I do it, because I'll probably do it next week.
Right. So Garrus has talked to us a lot about Sidonis, who
betrayed his team.
Who betrayed his team and betrayed Garrus and got a bunch of his squad killed. So we've known that basically the thing is that we're gonna have to find Sidonis or whatever. We actually we first get directed. Garrus is like, this guy Fade hides people, like is known to like get people disappeared who need to get disappeared because they've like done crimes or whatever. And Fade is hiding Sidonis. And so we go and like get information from Fade to lead us to, which is funny, we go to this guy Bailey first, and we're like, hey Bailey, we're looking for Fade. And he's like, oh, I hate that guy, I know exactly where he is. Yeah, like, yeah, no fucking problem. Cool shit. We go Fade. Garrus asks Fade to help us reappear someone. And Fade is like, fuck you, I'm not going to do that, and starts to attack us. And I'm like, hey, shut up. And that works. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he admits that he's not the real Fade. He's just one of Fade's agents. We get attacked out of the blue by a bunch of blue suns. These fights, I wrote, these fights are pretty easy. And then I wrote, 2 mechs, kill yourself.
Fuck, I need that on a t-shirt. I need the front of it. This fight's pretty easy. And on the back, 2 mechs, kill yourself. Fuck. That is actually, that's pretty dangerous. That might hit my lexicon.
Yeah.
Tonight. I might be using...
Anytime anything's good, we're like, oh, this night's pretty great.
Easy.
2 mechs,
kill yourself.
Oh, God.
Funny.
So, we fight through this. We find Sidonis. We find Harkin, who is working with Sidonis. First won't cooperate, and then Garrus is hot. Garrus shoots him right in the legs just to keep him from running away. Stops him dead in his tracks. And agrees to like set us up a meeting with Sidonis. We go to this like clandestine meeting with Garrus. Garrus is like up on a balcony. I'm meeting the guy. And Garrus is gonna like snipe him out of the air. And I did convince Garrus not to kill him. Because I was like, you're still going to get closure from this, but you're not going to if you just kill him.
Yeah.
We end the mission, and then I get the first ever opportunity to flirt with Garrus. I flirt my ass off to this man, and it's like, do you know that, that scene from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend that's like, because you're smart and you're pretty and you're ignoring me.
Yeah,
you're pretty much perfect. Yeah. and she's like, what did you say? Perfect. That's the flirting with Garrus energy that's happening. It's pathetic. I'm like,
you're like fawning over him and he's like being Batman.
He says something about how like he like after all of this he really needs to let off steam, and I'm like, we could do that together, and he's like, what? And I was like, never mind.
No, it's not because Garrus is too cool. It's because he's just so like, oh my god, I can't believe they say they liked me. He's just such a fucking dork.
Oh yeah, that's what Garrus Vakarian is like.
Yeah.
That man just shot a man in the legs like it was nothing.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to love a woman.
Don't you ever. You take that back. You take that back. I know he does. I know.
No, stop it, please. No. I know he does, though. Garrus loves women.
Garrus loves women.
That's good.
Oh, good podcast. 2 mechs!
2 mechs, kill yourself! I don't know how coherent this episode is. It's definitely going to be one of my most referenced episodes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. And also, I'm not. All right. So, do we want to talk about the others, or are we going to go straight into Arrival?
Let's go straight into Arrival, babe. Because the others is me ruining it for you, which is not
we'll
what
talk about
the point of this
we
is.
did that with Dragon Ages. I wouldn't talk about it until you had done it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
yes.
I want to get a rundown now, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Arrival?
So, sometimes there's a DLC, and you're like, this is a DLC.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a DLC.
It's a DLC.
This is a DLC.
It's a DLC's DLC.
This is the... It's... Okay. I will say it is fun. There's definitely some interesting lore and like and stuff, but it does feel DLC. I there were parts that I was like, was this done cooking?
Sure.
Just a little bit.
Sure.
And it's hard to get into without talking about like what it is.
I like it.
I did like it. I don't want to.
I think that it would have been. There is a point in. You know what? Let's talk about it because there is a moment in which I will then finish my sentence and my thought. And it's the moment of this DLC. There is a choice which you simply don't make. It makes for you.
Oh, yes.
And we'll talk about it more when we get to that because the problem is that is something that if I was playing The Witcher and Geralt made, I'd be like, yes, because you are a character and I'm riding your like feelings. If Arthur Morgan made it, I'd be like, yep, because you are a character and I'm kind of here. But since this is our Shep, I'm like, ooh.
Well, and also because this is all right. So like, we just have to get into it because it is. There's so much I want to say about that, and I can't even speak to it until we talk about. What
Admiral Hackett reaches out to you,
yes,
and is like, hey, a scientist friend of mine has been captured by Batarians in Batarian space.
Dr. Kenson.
You have to go solve it. It has to be just you. Because anyone else is going to trip their, like, oh, we're being attacked. But you can do a stealth mission on your own.
Right.
You're wandering through, you land on this planet. You're wandering through these, like, prison sewers.
Yeah. Cool.
Pretty cool. It feels good.
Atmospherically, I think that this DLC was really cool. Like, hearing the comms, like, which, I mean, that starts we're pretty early on, but like hearing the like prison guards
talk about humans,
which they're talking about torturing humans the way that like we talk about our bosses at the water cooler. Like they're just like, there's like one guy complaining about it and it's just like, I've got all these humans to torture, and it's like, is there no one else that can cover for me? Like, I've been
working 3 weeks straight. There's 300,000 people here. How is no one covering
me? Yeah, like people are bitching and moaning about their work in a funny way. Really cool.
There's bits where you're walking past Batarians talk about humans and about how, like, scary they are.
Oh, yes. Something about, like, there's more humans, like, being active in like, the outer reaches or something like that. Like, what are they up to?
Yeah, and, like, talking about how they're vermin and they're now, like, everywhere. It's like you just can't control where humans are.
The fear of humans that's something I totally did clock. It was like...
And it's cool. I like that feels interesting in like, this is kind of how... Because this game is all about how humans see aliens. I liked this being how aliens see humans, of like, they're fucking scary. They are jumping all around. They're super like colonialist. They're always looking to discover new planets, and they settle and then they overtake the planet immediately. They have so much war and army and all of this. There's also, in the last mission, this is interesting because this also comes up in Mord and Solus's DLC, loyalty mission, is how adaptable humans are. Because it's like, the reason why the collectors are like looking for human DNA is because of how closely related to it, because human DNA is just so adaptable to so many different places. And I just like hearing that kind of... Humans are scary because, like, physiologically, we adapt really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's interesting.
Deeply interesting, yeah.
I really like it.
I liked that.
We go through these sewers.
Yeah.
Fight a bunch of Batarians. We then find Dr. Kenson.
Mm-hmm.
We break her out.
Yeah. We like... Is it her that we hear, like, Or we just hear random humans being tortured.
It's her.
It is her.
It is her.
But
the doors are like locked and we have to go around the long way.
Right. I wasn't sure if it was just like her or if it was random humans being tortured or whatever.
We find her. We break her out. We then have a big breakout sequence where she's like hacking doors and we have to like protect her and we're like doing a bunch of fighting. And then we get to a shuttle, open the shuttle, and then we leave. We leave to her base, project base is what it's called. Yeah.
Yes.
Speak on it.
This is where, so she tells us about the project. The project idea is that we have to throw an asteroid at a mass relay.
Yeah.
To destroy it. Because the Reapers are coming in
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
Well, okay. We don't actually learn that the first time she tells us. She just tells us that the Reapers are coming through this mass relay. We're going to destroy the mass relay, and we're going to do it by throwing an asteroid into it. The thing about that is that she's like, we don't know what would happen. What happens when a mass relay is destroyed, because no one's ever attempted to destroy a mass relay before, and no one knows what the consequences of doing that are. So I, as Shepard, am like, so if we're gonna risk this, like things that could happen. I mean, it could become a supernova, it could become a black hole, it could all the mass relays anywhere could turn off. Like this could be devastating in ways I could not even tell you. So I'm going to need you to tell me proof that this is actually happening. Show me that this is happening before I throw an asteroid at a mass relay to kill it. So finally she's like, okay, I'll show you proof. Fine. Deeply weird woman. So she brings me now to her lab. She like calls her lab guy. She's like, I'm coming home. He's like, yay. And then weird, she's like, and I got Shepard with me. And he's like, oh.
Okay.
And he's like, interesting. So we get back there and she's got a big countdown clock on the wall.
Love a countdown clock. We just watched Pacific Rim recently.
Yeah, we did.
Love a giant countdown clock.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Love the countdown clock. And the countdown clock reads 2 days, and she explains that is how long we have until the Reapers come through the mass relay. So she continues to go on about how this has to happen and has to happen now. And then I'm like, okay. And then she's like, here, let me show you something. So she does a lot of work convincing me. And then she's like, here's your proof. Let me show you the proof that you want to see. And I thought I was going to get one of those like flashbacks again. Like not flashbacks, like visions, premonitions or whatever. So I get struck with the magic lightning. But it just zaps me, and Shepard goes down for a second.
We do see something. Also, did we say this? She shows us a Reaper artifact. She shows us a Reaper.
Oh, right. The Reaper artifact.
So it's a whole base of people, and she walks us. She's like, okay, this is how I know. It's called Project Omi?
I didn't write that down.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Whatever.
You walk in, it's this giant Reaper statue, basically.
Yeah.
Looks like all these tentacles coming out of water. It looks very cool.
Yeah.
You get hit with it. You see Reapers coming through the Mass Effect relay, and you're like, oh, okay. She was telling the truth, I guess.
Yeah.
And then
she's like, you can't do it. You can't do the
I'm
program.
actually evil and indoctrinated.
You can't do the program. You can't stop the Reapers from coming. I was like, to be honest, I wasn't gonna, up until 10 minutes ago when you told me that I had to do it.
Yeah.
Convinced me pretty hard. I was just gonna leave. Like, I was
You didn't need to bring me here.
I was out of here. Like, this was... I didn't even know about the mass relay. I didn't know about the asteroid solution till 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You told me about it.
Yeah.
Deeply confusing woman.
Really
I
weird.
feel like...
This is the worst bit of the DLC. This makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense.
Because her flip, and then everyone in the facility also flips.
Well, because a lot of her staff are like against her in a weird way.
Well, I think...
Well, a lot of them fight us, but we do see, we hear from a lot of her staff in their notes that they're getting, like... Because this is another thing that So then she turns on us, we're like, well, fuck you.
It turns out she's indoctrinated. And
she's indoctrinated. She thinks that that we just need to hear the Reapers out.
Yeah.
Deeply unwell woman. But
Which is a cool show of indoctrination if there was any other build-up to it, aside from it being like, all of a sudden she's like, actually.
Yeah. But then we hear her logs, like previous logs from before we show up, and we do hear a little bit of like this like kind of like change over time through that, which is kind of cool. And then through that we hear her team questioning her in their logs and being like and saying so like not the people who are still around are fighting us on her behalf, but presumably there were people along the road that were questioning her. Yeah. And then we evade her until we don't.
Yeah.
And there is a fun bit where Shepard gets attacked by her people, and we die.
Yeah,
kind of
cool.
We don't actually die. We wake up in like her lab/prison. And we wake up and they're like, "Oh, the sedative doesn't work on her."
Yeah.
And I'm like, haha, yeah, I'm special. And then they run and they're like, they call security and all that shit, and you're just like, fuck you.
And then you like hack into a mech, and then the mech, you're walking around as the mech shooting people, which I thought was cool. You break yourself out.
Yep, you break yourself out. She's like through this like portion where you're now trying to find what is it called? The project has a name. It's like
It's project. It begins with A or something.
The project or something like that. We're trying to find the trigger for it to set it off. She's like speaking to you and speaking to her crew over the like comm system, so we can hear everything she's saying to her team. Like she's announcing our position.
I liked this bit a lot. I haven't found the name of it. I like this though. You're running through executing people and you're hearing over comms her being like, go fight them. And then you're hearing people being like, we can't fight her.
Yeah.
She's too good.
Yeah.
It's like people are like opening the door and there's like 5 of them. And I don't know how you're doing it, but I'm like, as I do every time, I'm teleporting
You're
in
teleporting.
and then like,
yeah.
And then the next comm is like, I ain't fucking dealing with her. It's crazy. Yeah. I'm actually out. She's too strong.
Yeah.
I thought that's so satisfying. It felt really cool.
That's really cool. And I feel like I didn't do good notes for this part because I was playing this at work.
Then goes into the core reactor.
Yes.
No, she doesn't. You get to the project.
Yes.
This is the bit which I think is interesting.
This is interesting and kind of sucks because there's a lot. All right, this is where I want to start talking about this because, particularly, I want to talk about Ani. Because the project, the actual end to this doomsday clock, the thing that's going to close the mass relay. And hopefully prevent or delay the Reapers from coming through, right? To actually do this, throwing the asteroid at the mass relay will kill like an entire
over 300,000
Batarians.
Yeah.
Ani, her whole backstory is that Batarians killed everyone that she knew and left only her alive.
Yeah.
She's also on this journey found at least 2 other people to whom the same thing happened. Bad backstory with this, like deeply connected to the Batarians. So there is potential in a moral, like, tug of war between do we throw the asteroid or don't we?
Yeah.
But we just kind of do it. Like, we get into this control room.
This is an interesting thing, because this is what I mean when I'm like, if it was Geralt, if it was Arthur Morgan, one of these characters where it's like, you're just playing a proxy of them, they are their own person, they're their own character, then that would be fine, them making this like big decision for us. In this act of desperation, they don't have time to think about it. But Shepard doesn't ever do that.
Yeah.
Every decision with Shepard is, we make the final call.
Yeah.
And this was one where it's, we don't get the choice. She kills 300,000 people to stop the Reapers coming through. We don't really have strong proof that it's actually going to happen, that the Reapers are going to go through this.
We genuinely don't.
It is, we have to work under the assumption, which we do because this is brought up later, they would have come through the relay. They would have come through the relay in 2 days. It's when it fed. See, the thing is, like, I, as Shiv, I was going to make the decision that Shiv is going to do it because Ruthless is her backstory and like, whatever it needs to get the job done.
Yeah.
But Shepard just makes this decision, and then you have a very soft 2-option, what do you do?
Well,
you can either go.
I don't think it's that soft. I mean, that the option is that you can warn the Batarians and tell them, basically, give them a chance to evacuate.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know it's short notice, but I am going to throw an asteroid at your...
This is so important and integral. When you pass out and wake up, there is no longer 2 days. It is 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Right. Oh, we skipped over that.
That is so important.
Obviously. Yeah.
And what is interesting about this DLC, it is literally 1 hour, 30 minutes long. If you wait out the timer, which you can do, the Reapers come through and you get a game over.
And you get that's cool.
Which is pretty cool. We like that. That's interesting.
I do like that.
However, it is so important because otherwise, why don't you just wait 2 days, get everyone off the thing? And it's like, no, it's because you don't have the chance to, you don't have the chance to think about it. Right. Shepard has to do or die right now. Yeah. And she does. We don't have a choice in it. She does just do.
She just,
and flings an asteroid into a thing. I decided to call the Batarians.
I sat on this one for a minute. I genuinely was thinking about letting Ani be... And I think, and this is this might seem like a cop-out in terms of like decision making in games, but I do feel sometimes like that pause on the decision making is in itself like a character choice. Yeah. Like, I think that Ani thought about genuinely not warning them. And just barely made the choice to.
Yeah. You go to warn them. The warning is immediately cut off because she intercepts and is like, by the way, I'm going to blow the reactor core. And you're like, okay. And then you do decide, you're like, okay. Then you just stop the warning call, which I think is weird because you're like, this is Commander Shepard. I'm warning you that, and then she interrupts, and then you just stop, and it's like, oh, I'd finished that. It takes like 30 extra seconds to warn them. Like, oh, by the way,
your whole planet's gonna blow up.
Yeah, everything is gonna fucking go. You go. There's interesting things where there is a decision about killing 300,000 Batarians where you only get like 3 renegade for it, which I thought was so weird because there are other choices where you get higher renegade, and this is about wiping out.
I got 2 renegade for saying, hey, those dead people, we can't help them anymore.
Yeah.
2. One more genocide.
Which is fun. You can walk around the town center and say hi to a bunch of people, and it's like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Genocide, 1 point higher than disrespecting the dead.
And you're not even disrespecting the dead.
No.
You're saying they are dead people.
Those are dead people.
Those are dead people. By the way, gang, they're dead.
Hey, gang.
She's gonna blow the reactor. You go down. You have to manually cool the reactor.
Yeah.
You then go to confront her in a scene which I thought was very fun.
Oh yeah.
She starts doing her whole villain monologue, and you get like a renegade option. I just shot her.
Yeah.
I thought it was very fun.
Absolutely done with you.
Yeah.
You know, I barely made the decision to make that distress call to the Batarians, and you took that away from me. You get shot immediately.
Yeah. You're outside.
Yeah.
You've called the Normandy. You're outside. You then find Harbinger contacts you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're a pain in my fucking ass, huh? Everywhere I turn, you are there fucking with my plans. And you're like, yep, that's humans,
and that'll keep happening.
Yeah. You do a big, that's what human do, motherfucker. I'll catch you next time.
Yeah, when you cock both my guns in my American hands. Shepard's American.
Shepard's American, gang. Shepard's American.
Shepard's American.
Yeah, you cock your American hands and say, tough shit, Collector. These colors don't run, they reload.
That's right.
That's right, baby.
That's right.
Collector leaves. Joker has a cool bit.
Oh, yeah.
Joker slows down next to you. You full sprint, jump off the side. He catches you, and then does like a pinpoint, hits the Mass Effect relay as the asteroid goes into it. Best pilot in the galaxy.
Oh, best pilot in the galaxy. Still need about 10% more Joker scenes in everything.
Yeah. I do get it. I get it.
Oh, he's so good.
He's really, really great. And then the Mass Effect relay blows.
Yep.
Kills
all the
whole
Batarians,
system.
no matter what.
Yeah, the whole system. They all fucking die.
Yeah.
There is physically no way that even with your warning, anyone was going to get it. It's an hour and a half.
I guess you're right.
No one's getting to the Mass Effect relay. Joker barely got there, and he was mid-FTL flight to you, and he just made it.
Right. I guess you're right.
But that doesn't... It's still like,
Yeah. Why give me the choice to warn them? You know?
And it does... Because it shows who Shepard is. Does Shepard warn? Does Shepard try to save their own skin? Which I don't think is a good choice. I want to make that clear.
I know.
I really think that there should have been a... If you... there should have been like a... Do you do it or not?
Yeah. Because I just will say that like that is really the only reason that this felt like a DLC to me. It felt like everything was so inconsequential that I did that I could feel that it lifts out like a puzzle piece. Like it's just like this, if this was not here, nothing about the game really changes and nothing about the experience really changes much.
What's interesting, this is why Mass Effect is an interesting franchise.
Yeah.
This does matter in Mass Effect 3 if you don't do it.
Curious.
Because Hackett brings it up of he had to send in a unit to send an asteroid into a Mass Effect relay to stop the Reapers coming, and then because there's a whole thing in 3 about war support, and you get way less because a bunch of people are dead because other people had to blow up a Mass Effect relay. Which is interesting.
Okay, that is pretty interesting.
Which is a weird one, and it's one of these things that only come back later. I still think the most interesting thing to me is the question of... Okay.
Talk about it.
This DLC, the story of the DLC, it says explicitly, it doesn't even say explicitly, it kind of explicitly has the canon that the Reapers are going to come through the relay. But everything we experience, bar the vision, which the vision is hazy at best. Our vision in Mass Effect 1 still hasn't happened yet. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
But everything in it is still so questionable of if the Reapers are actually going to come through the relay, or if she's just indoctrinated and they want to use the relay later. Because she's indoctrinated, she's gone mad, as has the whole base. And I think what a more interesting question is, do you do it on the off chance the Reapers are going to come through there? Or do you wait and you're like, I'm not going to fucking kill 300,000 people, we'll figure it out? I think that's a more interesting question. But then...
Because if her evidence is just visions from this thing, is
visions from an indoctrinated woman, it's like, you can't trust those visions because she's indoctrinated. Saren was indoctrinated and he was speaking gibberish at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Saren. Miss him.
You know what's so fun? So we were talking about this off air with Aditya.
Yesterday, yeah.
Biggest fan, big guest last episode.
Big guest of last episode.
Where he questioned you and said, do you like the Illusive Man? And you said, he's no Saren.
He's no Saren.
Claiming that you think that Saren is a great villain in comparison to...
Oh, yeah. Saren was an excellent villain.
I think he's really good.
Excellent villain.
I think he's really good. I love the Illusive Man.
Oh, fuck that prick. He's just... the Illusive Man is just a prick. He's just a prick bastard who's obviously lying to me and is obviously like being a piece of shit from right
the thing where the Illusive Man is right every time.
He's right about some things, but he is objectively wrong in his execution of just about everything. If I, Shepard, am as special as the Illusive Man believes or claims to believe, and if I'm as integral to this, and he's not a piece of shit, then he could let me in on these plans. Let me have
but then there are things where he's like, I didn't tell you because they can get into your head and you would have let slip that, and it wouldn't have worked. Like, that's a thing that he's...
can't get into my head. I'm the fucking best. I'm the fucking best. I'm an American. they can't get into my head. They can't...
My blood runs red, white, and blue, baby.
Yeah. And on the Normandy, we don't call 911.
Sure. Shepard is an American.
Shepard is an American whose mind cannot be touched. It's a fortress.
Can't take her rights away.
You can't.
And the Illusive Man keeps trying.
Yeah.
What is he, British?
Exactly. Colonizer attitude. Charlie's Angel, motherfucker.
Stupid.
He thinks he can't trust me with this information, but it's not because I'm incapable. It's because he's hiding bullshit. And that's all it is. That's all I'm going to hear on the Illusive Man. If the Illusive Man gets interesting in the third act, I will swallow this whole thing. Absolutely.
He's interesting now, though. Do you not find him interesting now?
I find him to be a very, very basic bad guy who, for some reason, is on my ship. And I'm supposed to act like he's morally gray, but I'm sorry,
he's a villain.
It's Turpentine. I think
Saren is more morally gray than
Saren is brilliant
than the Illusive Man.
Absolutely.
But I think the Illusive Man still has he's still interesting. He has a lot to him, like his crazy knowledge of information and the fact that he's getting information by fucking you over. But then whenever you're like, yeah, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I knew you would live. You're Shepard. Like, he brought you back perfect just as how you are so he can put you into these situations because he believes in you so much.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Do you know?
That's the fucking text, though. That's what he's showing that he does.
Oh, no, I know that's the text.
Oh, but it's a crazy thing to do.
It's crazy. He's an insane villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just an insane villain who lives on my fucking ship. And that I'm supposed to be like, oh well, that's the Illusive Man.
Do you know what's cool though?
What?
What's fun and what I really like about this bit?
What?
You can start getting ambient dialogue is now shifting against the Illusive Man to you.
Yeah.
As like against Cerberus. Like Edie is like, yeah, the Illusive Man knew that this
Edie told, yeah.
And because she said it first, an AI that the Illusive Man put onto the ship.
Yeah.
And we talked about how your first dialogue with her, she keeps being like, I can't tell you that it's restricted. I can't.
Yeah.
And now she's like, do you know the Illusive Man's trying to kill you? Like, that is such a weird, oh shit, why are you telling me this?
Right.
And now the attitude of the ship, you have your whole crew, pretty much all of them are against Cerberus.
Yeah.
And people are now shifting toward Shepard, not Cerberus, which is, we love. Mainly because of the collectorship thing.
Yeah.
People are starting to turn against him. It's an interesting game.
Oh, it's a very interesting game. This is a great game. I do think that Saren was a more interesting villain than the Illusive Man.
I understand. Sure.
Yeah. But I do like the Illusive Man as a character. Yeah. I don't want to say I don't like him at all.
But you just prefer Saren.
I just think Saren was just juicy. He was just so juicy. I felt for him.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
This time around I did really love Saren. I did appreciate everything that Saren was. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that Martin Sheen does just an outstanding performance as this like smarmy,
he does.
Like intelligence broker.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh, anything else to add?
I just, it was a good DLC. It was a good DLC.
But it is a DLC.
But it is very much a DLC. I could feel the way that I could feel the perforations around the border that it isn't necessary, which on its face feels crazy because the implication that the Reapers are coming in 2 days should be a main plot point. That should be
That's what's interesting about it.
That's so massive.
And the fact that Shepard has to destroy them because she has other things to worry about right now. She's trying to deal with the Collectors, doesn't have time to deal with a Reaper invasion, is so underprepared. Fuck it, throw the asteroid into the Mass Effect relay. Kill 300,000 people? I have other things to think about right now. Because out of everyone in the galaxy, it is Shepard that has to deal with it. And I think that that's cool because...
That's interesting.
I actually think that... You know what? I'm swinging myself around. I'm swinging myself around on this. The 300,000 dead is... In this moment when she makes that call... You can feel the weight of the galaxy on her shoulders.
Yeah, and the fact that she's alone.
She's alone.
She's got no squad.
Team are there. No one can say, "Hey, maybe don't do this." When you get back on the ship, you have a conversation with Admiral Hackett, and he's like, "You're gonna have to go to trial for this. Like, you're gonna have to stand on Earth and go to jail. Probably, you're gonna be court-martialed because you killed 300,000 people." But everyone would have done this. Or rather, no, I would have done the same. No one is as strong as you. Like, no one could have done it. But you knew that it simply had to be done for the future of everyone in the world. And that's what's crazy about Shepard. It's not a small story. It is a story of someone who is the only one possible to rally people into saving the galaxy. And it's a sad tale.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why? No, talk about it.
Oh no, I just don't know that I get why. Like the choice just didn't seem like it was.
I still think the choice is.
There should have been some choice there. It was like, yeah, you're gonna get court-martialed for this, but like, I didn't have a hand in that decision, so I didn't feel like that was a.
Yeah, I deserve this.
Right. Yeah. Like if I had made that decision and then it was like you're gonna get court-martialed for this, or if I didn't make the decision and like a bunch of people died in a Reaper attack or whatever, like or something happened. Yeah. Like then I could feel Shepard having like some guilt, but this was just like, hey, in this chapter Shepard kills 300,000 people.
And you are right. And I do think that I was attempting to give it some like why would they do this?
There's definitely some juice here, and like I said, I didn't not like the DLC. Yeah. I don't want to say come across like I didn't. I had a good time with it, and I think it's a good story. It's just very DLC.
It's just very DLC.
That's really all.
No, you're right.
It is very perforated from the rest of the story.
There is a thing where Admiral Hackett's comments on you and how he feels about you does shift depending on how you react to him saying that 300,000 people died.
Yeah.
If you say, like, the renegade option is like, oh, well, it had to be done, he views you more negative than you being like, I am really sorry. I wish it didn't have to be this way.
Yeah.
Then he, like, which is, again, it's the most minor thing.
But it's still something. I like that. I'll take it.
However, speaking about DLCs and their levels of cooked, next week we have Lair of the Shadow Broker.
Yeah, and I'm excited by this just based on how excited you are, gang,
and everyone,
squad.
Yeah, everyone who's like, oh my god, the Lair of the Shadow Broker.
I know. I'm excited by osmosis. I can tell you this. I have looked up nothing. I know nothing.
I can't remember like an obnoxious amount of it, but I remember it being, it's just an action movie.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's cool. No, I'm really excited for it. We have 3 episodes left, which is crazy. We have Lair of the Shadow Broker, the Reaper IFF mission, and then we have the finale.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How are you feeling about Mass Effect 2?
I love it. This is one of the best games. This is one of the best not Dragon Age games I've ever played.
Love that. Huge.
And I don't mean that to say that in a way that seems like negative in any way. I mean that I play Dragon Age. I play the Dragon Age series like about once a year.
Yeah.
Because of how much I love it. I've loved very few things nearing that level in the world of video games ever. I think this is excellent.
How are we feeling about it in conversation with Mass Effect 1?
Oh, I wanted to bring this up. I think it's making me appreciate Mass Effect 1 a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit more. I already did like Mass Effect 1.
No.
But Mass Effect 1, I was thinking about this when I was playing yesterday. Mass Effect 1 won me for real in those end couple of stuff. Like the beginning felt very familiar and very homey. It felt like I could feel the Dragon Age in it, and it felt like a cozy, like, new place to be. But the story did move a little slow in the beginning, and it was kind of like a little bit of a trudge to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But there are just like so many things that we keep encountering that are building on stuff that we've done in Mass Effect 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like also, wait, wasn't there a thing about like throwing an asteroid at a planet in Mass Effect 1?
In the DLC, it's another Batarian thing. The Batarians are going to throw an asteroid into a planet. Right.
Yeah. And there's another thing that there was another thing I was thinking about yesterday that came up that I know had like some kind of callback to Mass Effect 1, and I can't remember what it was. And I don't think I wrote it down.
Damn.
But all that to say, I don't think it really matters what it was specifically. I just think it doesn't feel like I'm playing a completely new game in the same series. It feels like I'm playing the same game, just it keeps getting better.
Yeah, like a continuation of a... Yeah.
Right. And so I do feel like it is making me appreciate those bits of Mass Effect 1, because it's just like I'm just playing this game that...
Yeah.
I'm just continuing to play this game that took a decade to make.
Yeah.
You know, and like it was coming out in bits and pieces.
I think which I think is really interesting is like, so in Dragon Age 2, one of my favorite moments is when I stepped out of the prologue and then the guy is talking about the brother Genitivi sold him some ashes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a choice I made from Origins. That makes the world feel so crazy.
Yeah.
And in Mass Effect 2, when they do that, it's like, that was me.
That was me. I did that. Shepard did that.
Yeah, and then they're talking to Shepard like, do you remember when you did this? And it's like, do I fucking remember when I did this? Yeah, I guess so. And it's like, it's a fun, different way to hit those kind of same beats.
It's good. Yeah. I really do like it.
Yeah, I think it's great. Well, have we got any closing notes?
Just one. When do you want to record again?
Oh, can I wait for a minute? I'm in the middle of some calibrations. Good. Has Gareth said that to you yet?
Yes.
Good. You do get the reference then.
Oh, yeah. I meant to say. I should have said.
I didn't know if you understood it. I'm glad that you do. Anyway, get out of here.